Welcome back to another episode of my Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. Today we'll be doing as we've done every other day throughout the series, jumping on the battle spot ladder, trying to ladder up as much as we can, win as many battles as we can, and see how high we can get. This week we have been running a new team I built over the holiday period, and we'll be running that for another week or so. We'll see how it goes. But the goal this week was to hit the 1800 mark. So hopefully we've got a couple more battles today to finish off the week. We'll see how we're doing after that second battle. If we're close, if we're not quite there, we might just do a third. We'll see if we can squeeze one in and get there. So the team that we're running is Glaceon, Salamence, Kartana, Tapu Fini, Crocodile, and Tapu Koko. And we're just going to try and jump onto the ladder, and hopefully we find an opponent pretty quickly. If you guys are getting sick of the Gladian tune, I'm not quite yet, but if you are, message me in the comments below and I'll change it up or whatever to whatever you guys like. I should probably go through the other ones to see what they're like, but I'm kind of addicted to this one at the minute. I'm sure it will wear thin quite soon, but we've got quite a nice rating at the minute. So we're 1763. We're close to that 1800 mark that we set at the start of the week. We're 6 wins and 2 losses with the team so far. So hopefully we can kind of pick up where we left off yesterday, and that would be good. So we're just searching for an opponent now. And we find one. So a Japanese player in 1717, and he is running a team of Nihilego, Pheromosa, Talonflame, Garchomp, Gastrodon, and Tapu Lele. So this looks quite interesting. Obviously the Pheromosa's really threatening straight away because it can hit and outspeed quite a lot of my team. So I'm going to need some Intimidate support because I'm just assuming that it's going to have the high jump kick or equivalent physical attack with it. Talonflame is there, it's going to be able to get the quick tailwind up, and the Gastrodon. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lead with my Tapu Fini. It is quite a fast team, and Icy Wind would be extremely good here. Don't know if I want to lead with it though, because that Nihilego could be quite a problem. So I might lead Tapu Fini, Kartana. Let's think what I can bring. Salamence isn't too bad here, but yeah, bring Salamence, and I'm going to bring the Glaceon in the back as well. So we'll go with that and see how this goes. Pheromosa always scares me just because of its just sheer speed and power that it's got. It's a glass cannon. Like you can't take hits for anything, but it can hit so hard, and it's just so threatening. Once it starts getting those beast boosts, it's just a nightmare to get rid of, especially when you've got nothing to. I've got no Trick Room in the team, so I've not even got a way to counteract it that way. So my opponent's going to lead off with the Talonflame and the Pheromosa, and the Talonflame obviously straight away threatens my Kartana, and the Pheromosa could have the poison jab. So what I might do in this situation, I might just go for the Moonblast straight into the Pheromosa and switch in my Salamence for my Kartana just to preserve it, and that way I'll get the Intimidate off on both of the Talonflame and Pheromosa, and hopefully any incoming fire attacks Salamence will take quite nicely, and any attacks from the Pheromosa like poison jab onto the Tapu Fini will be nerfed slightly, so it should allow it to take that quite easily. And I wonder if my opponent's Pheromosa is sashed or not, because that's the other thing. I'd imagine the Talonflame might just go for the Tailwind here, but there's not really any need, so I wouldn't be surprised as well if an attack just comes straight out. So Pheromosa protects, and the Talonflame just goes for the Tailwind. So that's a free Tailwind. But I'm not in too bad a spot here, because I can just Muddy Water with my Tapu Lele, which I'm going to do, and Flamethrower into the Pheromosa. Although the Pheromosa probably has... The Pheromosa probably has Ice Beam, so that would just... So, in that situation, of that kind of logic, I'm going to actually just Moonblast again straight into the Pheromosa, and I'm going to switch in my Glaceon into the Salamence slot. Just to take that Ice Beam. I could protect it here, but then it means I'm taking the Salamence out, so I've got it again to bring in at a later stage in the match to hopefully just cycle those Intimidates if I need it. And Glaceon, if it is an Ice Beam into that slot, it should take it quite nicely, and it is. Yeah, my opponent Ice Beams into the Salamence slot, so Glaceon takes that like a champ, and I'm going to get a Moonblast off onto this Pheromosa, because there's no Life Orb damage either there. I'd imagine it's sashed. Oh, it's not. Okay, so that's a Pheromosa down, so that's that is a bit of a bonus. So that's one down. Let's see what my opponent's got. He's got the Tapu Lele. My opponent knows I've got the Kartana, but I would like to just switch my Kartana in. The only thing is though, I don't want to switch my Kartana in on... It would make... I'm trying to say, sorry, jabbering a bit. So what I want to do is, my thinking is the Nihilego is going to go for the Sludge Bomb into the Tapu Fini probably. But I don't want my opponent to double into that slot to get rid of it. And then me switch Kartana in and take a Psychic. So I'm going to have to hurry up and think what I'm going to do. I might just protect with my Tapu Fini and Icy Wind with my Glaceon. And hopefully, if I can get an Icy Wind off, that'll put me in a really nice position. So my opponent goes for the Sludge Bomb and the Psychic, and he did double into it, so this works out brilliant for us. So we get the Icy Wind off, both going to take a speed drop, and I think there's one more turn of Tailwind, sorry, to go after this. So they're still going to outspeed everything I've got on the field. It might be worth me... think. I need the Kartana for both of these. I really need the Tapu Fini to take care of the Talonflame, although Salamence doesn't do too bad a job against it. I might just Muddy Water and protect my Glaceon. So I'm going to Muddy Water with my Tapu Fini, and he withdraws. So, if we get through this turn, which we might do by the skin of our teeth, see how much this Sludge Bomb does. Nah, there's that Life Orb. It's a clean. And there's the Beast Boost. It's not even Life Orbed. I think my Kartana is the one thing that I need to kind of preserve here, so I'm going to bring in my Salamence. Oh, and I wasn't even paying attention, so I don't know if the Tailwind ended. I'm pretty sure it did. I'm going to go for the Devastating... Actually... what I might do is, because I'd expect the Nihilego to just protect here. But if it doesn't and it goes for the rock gem into my Glaceon, after the beast boost it's going to pick up the KO. I think just to kind of cover myself, I'm going to have to help in hand. Devastating Drake into that Nihilego and hope it doesn't protect. And hope that the Tailwind has ended so I can get this Devastating Drake off onto the Nihilego, and hopefully it does enough damage as well. So a lot of hope in here. Yeah, so I'm going to get my Z move off. But it's all about if this is going to be enough. Come on, Salamence. Got a horrible feeling that it's not going to be. Yes, it is. It is enough. So we take out the Nihilego, so that works out. That works out really nicely for us there. Right. So my opponent's down to his last two. I still need to be really careful in this situation. Because I imagine the Talonflame's just gonna... Will he go for the Tailwind? Or will he just go for the KO onto the Glaceon? I'm going to switch out my Salamence into my Kartana. I know it's slightly risky. And I might just... And I'm going to go for the Icy Wind. With my Glaceon. So we'll see what my opponent does here. Any Flare Blitzes? Is that into the... Yeah, Glaceon. Yeah, so that's a clean KO. This isn't ideal. And a Moonblast from the Lele into my Kartana. I think this is really going to come down to whether or not I hit a Draco Meteor, because I don't think that Talonflame is going to have Protect. So I'd expect my opponent here to Tailwind and protect the Lele. But he might not protect the Lele, so I'm just going to Draco Meteor into the... Alright, he doesn't. He just goes straight for the Flare Blitz. Good game to my opponent, so we lose this one because we're just going to take a big fat Moonblast to the face. I didn't know whether the protect from my Kartana is too obvious at that point for him, and then to get the Tailwind up so his Lele can just sweep up everything, because he knows that the Moonblast can 2-hit KO the Kartana once it outspeeds it. And if I'd protected there, I would have been able to get rid of the Talonflame with my Salamence, and then the next turn just clean sweep on the Lele. So, well, that's just one of those things. Never mind. Good game to my opponent. Frustrating. But we'll go straight into the game, the next game, and see what I do. And it doesn't look like we're going to hit that benchmark that we set earlier in the week, unfortunately. But we've got plenty of time. We're still learning with the team, so it's not too big a deal. We haven't played too many matches with it, so there's always a learning curve to every team that you play. So you're going to lose, and I think you always benefit more from the matches that you lose than the matches that you win. We've got our next opponent from Spain, Adria, on 1734 with a team of Porygon 2, Salamence, Arachnoid, Alola Muck, Kartana, and Tapu Koko. So, yeah, like I was saying, I think like if you're testing the team and you keep winning, obviously that's a great thing, but you're not learning. You can kind of get into a bit of an autopilot mode sometimes where you're not kind of learning how the team's operating and how a team's meant to kind of play. Whereas when you take a loss from a match, you really analyse everything about that match, or at least you should analyse a lot about the match. And I think that's where you kind of learn a lot more from. So losing isn't always the worst thing, but obviously you try to do this in practice so you don't do it in live events. Anyway, what are we going to do against this team? Right. So I think what I'm going to do is lead my Tapu Fini. I'm going to lead Tapu Fini. I definitely want to lead Crocodile. I might lead Crocodile and no, I'm going to bring Kartana and Glaceon. That was a bit rushed, but hopefully this works out. I basically I want to try and lead with a taunt user so I can shut down that Porygon 2 if it does lead, and stop any Trick Room shenanigans. But we'll see if my opponent kind of sees through that. It's a lot more obvious with the Crocodile lead, I think, than it is with the Tapu Fini. My opponent's just going to lead off with the Tapu Koko and the Porygon 2. So we will activate our Misty terrain, which will get rid of the electric terrain. And Crocodile will get an Intimidate off. What I might do in this situation is Z Earthquake into the Tapu Koko and just... But is it obvious that he's going to switch in the Tapu Koko for the Arachnoid? And I don't really want to waste a Z move. But then the Tapu Koko is quite threatening at the minute. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to Z Earthquake into the Tapu Koko and I'm going to taunt onto the Porygon 2 and hopefully stop that Trick Room. Tapu Koko shouldn't be able to take out my Tapu Fini without the electric terrain up. So Tapu Koko is just going to protect there. I'm going to get the taunt off onto the Porygon 2, which is nice. And we'll get the Z move off, but unfortunately as it's going through the protect, it's not going to do that great damage. And I'm wondering whether our opponent's probably just going for an Ice Beam maybe into the Crocodile to put it in range of a Dazzling Gleam next turn. But if it does, we can use that to our advantage, possibly. Yeah, so there's the Ice Beam. What have we got in the back? I think I'm just going to protect with my Crocodile, expecting the play that I've just talked about, and I'm going to Moon. No, I'm going to Muddy Water, because that should be enough to hit the Tapu Koko. It's slightly risky in case I do miss the Tapu Koko, but I'm fully expecting the Tapu Koko to go for Dazzling Gleam, get rid of that Crocodile and any ground attack threat, and possibly the Porygon 2 to Thunderbolt, or maybe switch out. Yeah, so there's the Dazzling Gleam. Oh, so we do get the target right. It doesn't matter too much about missing the Porygon 2 at this point. Porygon 2 is Thunderbolting. So, let's see what my opponent has got to bring in. I'd imagine maybe the Arachnoid to come in. But we'll see. I can't remember exactly what his 6 were off the top of my head. Just trying to think now. I'm going to have to really concentrate on getting rid of that Porygon 2 because it can just sit on the field at the moment and wait until that taunt is worn off. I'm expecting that the... oh, well, it probably will be the Water Z move into the Crocodile. I'm going to switch in my Kartana for my Crocodile here, and I'm just going to protect with my Tapu Fini. And we'll just scout what my opponent's doing. Because I'd imagine he's probably just going to T-Ball again with his Porygon 2 into the Tapu Fini to hopefully pick up the KO there and use Liquidation into the Kartana slot, which was the Crocodile. Hopefully he doesn't pick up on that and double into the Kartana slot. No, he goes for the T-Bolt into there and Leech Life into the Kartana, which does minimal damage. And Porygon 2's taunt wore off. So, what I'm going to do is... I'm not really threatened at the minute from the Arachnoid, so I'm gonna Sacred Sword into the Porygon 2, and I'm just gonna get another taunt off onto it, just to stop that Trick Room going up again. And I fully expect the Arachnoid to maybe protect here to try to get the Trick Room up, but then again it's probably just going to attack because my opponent knows that, and the Porygon may just straight up attack knowing that the taunt is there. But I can't risk not taunting here on just in case he goes for the Trick Room and he gets it up, because once the Trick Room's up it becomes a much harder game. So we're going to see no protect from my opponent. Going to get the Sacred Sword off, and we'll get a taunt off onto the Porygon 2. And the Porygon 2 is just going to T-Bolt into my Fini. My Fini actually takes that, so we'll get the Mago Berry activated, which is really nice. And we're going to get a Liquidation into the Tapu Fini as well. So, that works out quite nicely now, because... that Porygon 2 is probably in KO range from a Sacred Sword, and I don't really want to risk the Muddy Water, so I'm just going to Moonblast into that Porygon 2 slot as well. So just doubling into that slot to try and get rid of it, because once that's gone, then the Trick Room threat has gone from the match. I've still got to deal with my opponent's other 2 Pokemon, but it should be a lot easier without the threat of Trick Room going up. Yeah, Arachnoid protects. So all going well, this should work out quite nicely. So we get the Sacred Sword off, and hopefully Moonblast just does enough to pick up the KO. Yeah, brilliant. That works out great. So the Misty Terrain disappears from the field, and we'll see what my opponent's last Pokemon is. So my opponent's last Pokemon is the Kartana. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to I'm going to Sacred Sword into the Kartana, and I'm going to switch in my Crocodile just to get some, just to get the Intimidate off on both of them. Because the Tapu Fini here I'm wondering whether he'll, with his Kartana, just attack into that slot to pick up a quick beast boost. So at least by doing this, we're kind of cancelling it, and then I'll get a Sacred Sword off onto the opposing Kartana. So we take that, not too bad. And we're going to just get a Leech Life out onto the Crocodile, which isn't really ideal, but I think here might protect my Kartana and switch in my Tapu Fini just so I can try and cycle those Intimidates, because I think they're going to come in quite handy in the late game. And it would be nice if I can get my Fini in here without being KO'd. At least we get the Misty Surge back up, but it doesn't really make any difference at this point in the match. So we're going to protect. Kartana is Sacred Swording into the Fini, which it takes. And we're going to get a Z liquidation from the Arachnoid, which is probably enough to actually pick up the KO onto the Kartana, but we'll have to see. It's -1, but this is just a stupidly powerful move, even though it's through Protect. No, so we get it, so that's great. Now I'm going to right, I think what I'm going to do is switch in my Kartana, my Crocodile here, and I'm going to go for a Moonblast onto... Do I go for a Moonblast? Yeah, I'm going to go for a Moonblast onto the Kartana from my Tapu Fini. Depending on how it's built, it might pick up the KO. I'm not expecting it to, but we just need to try and chip that down. And if we can just keep cycling these Intimidates, any Beast Boost he does pick up isn't going to make too much difference. Kartana actually protects here. Gonna get the Moonblast into the Protect. And we've got the Leech Life. This isn't a bad actually situation for me to bring in my Glaceon, to be honest. Because the Kartana can't protect now, and as long as I get an Icy Wind off, it's going to put me in such an advantageous situation. So I'm just going to Icy Wind with my Glaceon. It'll survive anything that the Kartana throws at it, and I'm just going to protect with my Tapu Fini. And the best case scenario here is we get the Icy Wind onto the Kartana and actually knock it out, and then we can slowly whittle down that Arachnoid with everything else that we've got left, even though everything's on minimal health. Oh no, he's seen through it. Oh no. So he Leaf Blades into... Oh, okay. This is not ideal. I think I'm going to have to sack my I'm going to have to hope that a Shadow Ball from my Glaceon is enough to take it out, and I'm going to have to I'm just going to Moonblast into the Arachnoid. That's a nice play from my opponent. He saw straight through the Icy Wind there. I should have really thought about the wide guard, but yeah, I didn't think about it at all, so I blindly went into that move. But hopefully, if this isn't Assault, it's not Assault Vest Kartana because it's protected, so hopefully the Shadow Ball should definitely be enough to pick up the KO on Kartana. And once that's down, then we've got some work to do with... Yeah, he's just going to go for the wide guard again. And the Kartana is going to Leaf Blade into the Tapu Fini and pick up the KO. So he will get a Beast Boost here, but fingers crossed, the Shadow Ball from the Glaceon should be enough to pick up the KO. Come on, Glaceon. Yes. Alright, that's brilliant. Okay, so we're back on the money with a 22 HP Kartana against a full health Arachnoid. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the Helping Hand, Leaf Blade, and just see if we can... We may even luck out with a crit here, but this should still do a ton of damage, so... And I think the Arachnoid's what, -2? I think I got 2 or 3 intimidates off onto it, so it's not going to be hitting as hard as it was previously. So let's see if we can scrape a win here to end today's battle video on. So Glaceon Helping Hands. Come on, Kartana, with your immense Leaf Blade. See how much damage this does. Massive damage. That's great. The Arachnoid's just gonna leech life. Oh my god! Kartana hangs on with 1 HP. Kartana wants to win this match. This is great. So we are definitely going to pick up the win here. This has been such an excellent game. So thank you so much to my opponent. I've really enjoyed this. I haven't enjoyed a Pokemon battle like this in a very long time. It's been a bit of a slog, but we managed to do it. And Kartana, obviously, just those calcs hanging on for dear life. And we should pick up the win here. So I think even if the Kartana went down there, I still had enough with the Glaceon to win out the match, just with the damage output difference, because the Arachnoid's not going to be doing as much. I've still got my berry with my Glaceon, so I should have had enough in the tank to kind of pick up the win still. But that was an amazing game, so thank you again to my opponent. That was brilliant. I really enjoyed it, and more importantly, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So that's what it's all about. We went 1-on-1 today. Bit of a shame, but we're still climbing up the ladder slowly. So what I'm going to do is, I don't normally upload on the weekends, but just for this week, I'm going to do a battle video tomorrow as well. So we'll have maybe 2 or 3 games tomorrow. So until then, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching, sticking with me to the end and watching this. As always, hit the like button, smash that thing. I want to see likes if you like it. No one seems to be liking my videos, but yes, subscribe as well, and you'll get all the notifications for when new videos come out. And until tomorrow, I will see you guys then. Have fun and take care. See you later. Bye.